All right, welcome everybody. This is another episode of Connect and Protect, which is part of the bar and restaurant insurance series to give you guys some more added value for your restaurant. And today I have my friend Matt Miller. Matt has the same name as my son.
Ironic.
So I will be on LinkedIn, and when I'm on LinkedIn, sometimes I'll get these comments from you, praising whatever it is that I might be doing in the moment. Thank you.
Yep.
And I think it's my son. And I'm like, I'm not getting praise from my son. I'm getting praise from another middle-aged man.
Yes.
Which I appreciate.
Yes, more gray than you though.
Yeah, more. We're at a new restaurant that has not opened yet called 333.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? And this is one of your clients?
Correct.
Relatively new?
Correct.
And so we're going to talk about Tabit, which is the POS, point of sale system that you guys have implemented in here.
Correct. It's a tablet-based system, so it's an actually tablet that you can bring out to the counter side of the table. But it's also kind of traditional legacy as well, where it will work like old school POS does. So you can either start out bringing the tablet to the table and order entry from here, or you can use it the old school way of just ordering at the table, at the terminal itself.
Are you feeling like the market has really taken to it in the last 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, we were Aloha shop forever. We love Aloha even today. We still have a ton of clients that use Aloha, but we really needed something to kind of compete with Toast.
Right.
Toast is everywhere, and we do our best to keep them in Aloha. But if they're looking for something different and they want Toast, then we're certainly going to bring them a product like Tabit that has been phenomenal for us. It's a great product. It's a restaurateur's product, meaning if you're in a restaurateur and you're in our industry and you want something that's going to work the way you're used to having things work, Tabit's probably the best product for you. And probably the big thing is being able to choose your own merchant services.
Yeah.
Not having to be forced into using a company and using all of their services. Tabit gives you the ability to kind of use what you want.
So at the end of the day, my perspective is, because look, there's a lot of insurance brokers out there. There's a lot of people that think they do what I do, but that's okay. There's room for everybody, right? And so I would say the point of sale, space, correct me if I'm wrong, probably doesn't have enough quality people out there doing that sort of service.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing for us is, the same people that started this business with me 15 years ago are still with me. The new people have been with us for 3 years and longer now. So we're all about local. We're all about community. If you've got an issue or if you have a problem, you're going to find somebody here who's local who's going to help you. And, we're all about teams. So whether, an owner taking a phone call or a service person taking a phone call, we all care about the same issues the exact same way.
I love that. I'm, again, all about local Arizona, knowing the faces that come into your restaurant or your establishment or whatever hotel, and knowing that you're going to get to deal with that same person over and over again. And like you said, you've had people for 15 years, which is huge. And that speaks a lot to a company and somebody that's able to help restaurateurs, knowing that they have somebody, specific to go to.
Yeah, I think the big thing is it's Friday at 5 o'clock, and that's really when restaurants are getting busy. And to be able to call somebody and get answers and get a quick fix, get it fixed quickly is very important.
So let's get into the technological piece, or the things that, from a 30,000 foot view for most people that are watching this and may kind of understand a little bit because they own a restaurant or a hotel or whatever. Tell us a little bit about the technology. Tell me about the as you explained it, the agnostic part of how it can integrate.
Yeah. So the big thing is you don't want to make the merchant services. You don't want to be the bank for those people. So you want to have choices. You want to be able to bid your merchant services out and make sure you're getting the best rate that you can. I mean, that's by far the most important thing. Secondly is people and hiring people and employees. If you hire somebody and you onboard them and you want to get them into your POS, we can shoot that information to the point of sale. So you're not double entry. You're not entering at one place and having to go somewhere else and enter it in. It's in the POS. If you hire somebody on a Friday to run dishes for you or as a server or bartender, you can actually put them in the POS, get them their hours over the weekend, and then come Monday and Tuesday, you can actually figure out what paperwork you need to get through and get them hired in the system. And then finally, the big thing is the real-time tipping for us is to be able to send tips at the end of the night instead of a restaurant. And you can look this up. It's a word called jugging. And basically, it's how people are following people going to the banks to get money to take out to pay people.
Yeah.
Well, we actually can put the money on the pay cards same day through a tip pooling process that we use through Tabit. So you can now set up tip rules, tip pooling, and pay your employees and your staff the same day.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Wow. And these are actually units that are handheld, which we'll show in the video or whatever, how they're used or whatever, but it's pretty easy for even like the just standard employee that's never worked in a restaurant to figure out pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is, you know, coming from legacy is we were worried about having, you know, being able to push the buttons to kind of understand that. But with this new technology, the younger generation, they grew up with iPhones, they grew up with Androids.
Yeah.
It's the same mindset, swiping to the left, swiping down, using the technology that they've already been used to and using since they were kids with cell phones.
Yeah.
It's built off of that.
Okay. That's well, pretty smart actually.
Yeah.
Everything's catching up and all of this stuff's in the cloud, right?
Everything's in cloud, and that's the other big thing is making sure that if your networking set up and you've got backup Wi-Fi and backup cellular, there's really no reason to be down. And so everything's up in the cloud, all your data's up there. From a PCI standpoint, and just from a security standpoint, it's much better. You know, having to worry about the computer in the office has always kind of been a big deal, and we've really kind of taken care of all that.
And if you're a restaurant watching this and you want to give them advice as far as like, if you're just opening or just going to start to open a new restaurant or a second location or whatever, when's the best time to get a hold of somebody within your team to get the process started for something like that?
Yeah, so I mean, the big thing is to really kind of reach out to us 2 or 3 months before you're going to open. I mean, we're not just POS people. So we've been in the industry for 15 years now. We know what you're going through. We understand what you're trying to do in a very short amount of time to do it. And so we kind of help you as kind of that consultant. So not just outside the point of sale, we're going to help you with your catering. We're going to find people for the networking. We're going to help you with the merchant account and find those people that you want to work with. And then don't just make rash decisions right away. Get leads and referrals from local companies so that you can pick people that you want to work with. And then our POS and our people will help you integrate that with the point of sale.
And again, that's why we do this series. That's why I do this, is to create a network of trustworthy people. I know, Matt and his team, and, I've known them for years, and I would, put my whole reputation on the work that they do, obviously. So here's another thing I did want to ask, because I think this is important, and I'll bring it up. Say somebody has toast, right? Toast is the big one. They're in most of these restaurants all over the place. And just using them as an example and kind of something to think about. You're a restaurant, you're watching this, you have toast, you're like, God, we're so ingrained in here, we can't get out. Is that true? Is there things that you can do dependent on the situation to help?
Yeah, the big thing is contractually, you have to be really careful. That first and foremost is to honor the contracts, but the big thing is to kind of create a pipeline within yourself. Know when things are up contractually, know when you're done. Find out who you can work with locally that can help you through that stuff, who understands how the contract part works. But the big thing is, especially in the restaurant industry, is to work with local people that are going to take your phone calls at 5 o'clock on a Friday or Sunday at 3. Don't get stuck in a 1-800 number with a company that doesn't care. Once they sign you up and you're a client of theirs, they've got numbers to get to. They've got things and numbers and quotas and those things to match that we just don't have to do that. So we spend more time with our clients and become more of a consultant type thing. So I would take your time, but switching from Toast from a technology standpoint, which they did a great job during COVID, like phenomenal job. But there's other technology out there like Tabit that works just as good, if not better. It's cost effective and it's going to actually save you money in the long run. And plus you're bringing money back into a local community versus it going somewhere else.
Yeah, and it makes a very valid point, and that's even so true in my industry, which nobody does. Read the contract. You know what an insurance policy is? It's a contract. You know what nobody does? They never read it. So always know what you're up against and what you have to, do the right thing by, getting out of that contract or staying in it until you have a renewal, and understand that. And I think from what Matt is saying is that they're in it for the long haul. So if it's something where you even just want to talk to somebody about what's going on with their system, even if it's not another year until it's up, they're okay to establish that relationship and help you with that.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
100%. I mean, that's our goal.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna also show you guys some stuff live on like how the tablet works, just to kind of give you some ideas of what the features of it are and what it looks like, and go from there. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we leave?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity you doing with us, and it means a lot. I mean, we're all, like I said, we're local. I've got the same people that have worked with me since we started this company, and we're just all about helping people. And that's our first objective.
Cool. Well, let's toast to that.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Cheers.